Good day and welcome to the conversation on TV 360, coming to you right here from Lagos, Nigeria. Today on the program, we're having Peter Okpara, who is my guest. Peter, you are welcome to the conversation.
Thank you.
Yes, today we are going to look at the issue of the death of the rising youngster artist, that's Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mobad, and the youths. Unfortunately, few days back, this young musician, Ilerioluwa Aloba, who we're told, died in circumstances that are yet to be made clear to the public. And sadly, as painful as the death is, the father, went ahead to bury him, even without, ensuring that, an autopsy was conducted on his corpse, as well as issuing of a death certificate certifying that he was dead. And he took an advocacy from some persons about Mobad before the state had to intervene through the police, who now conducted an autopsy, of which we are all awaiting the results of that autopsy. But in the midst of all that, we have seen series of protests by the youth. We have seen languages being used on the social media, pointing accusing fingers at persons, for which the only reason that some people are doing that is that the musician, while he was alive, alleged that he was being bullied, he was being harassed by the owner of the label under which he was contracted to. And for us, it almost degenerated into a social upheaval. If you look at what happened last week, when they were at when they had a procession somewhere in the VI, that's at Muri Okunla Park, only for them, after that program, after they had agreed with the organizers, with the security agencies, had agreed that this is the time for the program, this is the time the program will end, for them to now go to Lekki Toll Gate and attempt to shut down that part of the state. But after several pleas from the police, according to the police information, they were dispersed, with minimal force. So for me, the worrying aspect for me is our youths. I become worried because as I'm sitting down here, I was once a youth. And as a youth during my days, we undertook to study how society evolved. We undertook to study how people are governed. We know that my right ends where yours begins. We recognize that the society, that even the opportunity to ventilate one's grievance is because there's law and order. Because if you were in a banana republic, that you are angry, you might not even be alive to exhibit that anger. So you must respect, the state, you must respect authority, that the opportunity to ventilate your grievances, there are procedures. But we have youth today, if they believe they are angry, of which anger is a natural part of the human being. They believe they don't have need to respect any authority, that, let us just take to our way of life and, show. And so for me, the Mobad issue, I expect that it is one that should call for introspection. When somebody dies in my own part of the world, most especially a young person, is something that everybody is supposed to be sober. But the pictures we are seeing out there, in people demonstrating and going on procession over this Mobad, does not reflect our values as a people. So I wonder how we missed it. Is it that the parents, the family as an institution has totally collapsed? Because as I speak to you, I'm also a parent. And one of the roles I know I have to do is to ensure that my children are brought up to respect, the laws of the land, to understand that everything runs by processes. A boy or a girl is giving birth to, you cannot be from the stage of birth gain admission into the university, you go through kindergarten, you enter primary, you enroll in primary school. After passing out of primary school, you enroll in secondary school. After passing out from secondary school, if you have the required requirements, you go to the higher institution. But we have the values. Is this how to demonstrate? Is this how to show one's anger? If this is an anger, if you ask me, that cannot be substantiated, because as we speak, we don't know what led to the death of the young man. When the young man died, the father didn't report to anybody before burying him. So you can imagine if the young man had been unfortunately shot or killed somewhere other than his father burying him. So when people are asking for justice, is it justice to know what killed the young man, or justice to say, oh, the people were fingered, the people were alleging? We should just, like like what happened when Jesus was brought to Pontius Pilate. You remember in the Bible, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
And the Pilate said, what has he done? I have not found it. They said, just crucify him. Is that where we are today again?
Actually, I don't know who is Mobad. I can tell you I was very blank on whoever is Mobad. You know, till all these whole scenarios now played out, heard that a certain young man died, which is very unfortunate, you know, but like the death of other young people. And now we heard that certain people, he was with certain people, with certain company. And it is now alleged that, see, it is that company, those people that were responsible for his death. Well, good enough. The state now moved in. Let us investigate it. Let us now see what is this. And they moved in, the security agencies. But you now see that those allegations now had been widened, you know, to the extent of going to the toll gate to lock down the toll gate. For what reason, you may ask? It has no other reason than to ventilate lawlessness and anarchy of the type we saw in October 2020. And now, what connection does that have with the death of this young man? Now, getting down to who this young man is, who are the people being accused, you will now see, they belong to a certain gang or cult or whatever, and there is this person that is the head of that cult. He wanted to leave, they now killed him. Well, good enough, whatever. Now, why can't you allow the state to now unravel the whole thing? Why can't you now sit back and see what the state can say at the end of the day? Now, you now want to destroy everything. Let us go. We are mourning Mobad. Now, we are looking at the dawn of an aberrant culture that is fast creeping in now through the people you call the youth, the Gen Z generation. You know, theirs is that, this is our position and it must sustain. Whether it is scientific or not, whether it is sustainable or not, whether it is provable or not, it is, yes, that is how we want it. And you must give it to us that way. Nowhere in the world are things done that way. Now, this Mobad lives a certain lifestyle with the person being accused, or they have a sort of correlation in how they live their lives. Now, we are looking at a situation where life of drug, alcohol, cultism, ritualism is being trumped in a state that should have law and order. Young people are getting addicted to this lifestyle. The younger generations are getting addicted to this freestyle lifestyle where all manners of criminality are breeded and and ventilated. And we are not seeing something wrong with that. Most parents have just capitulated to the blackmail. See, you people don't let us live our life the way we want it. That is just the inward. And most parents now capitulate. Their children, I can bet you that more than 60% of the people now asking for justice for Mobad may not even have a good idea of who Mobad is.
There was even a video.
That is the thing.
There was even a video of a procession.
Yeah.
It's a viral video where some of the participants in that procession were asked that what are you people doing? The two of them said, oh, it is one Calabar boy, you. He serve him master, he don't want to let him go. He kill him. And we are like, Abba, is Mobad a Calabar boy?
You see, with the social media, some of those aberrant this are easily spread. People now, Mobad this, justice for Mobad, justice for Mobad. And wait, let me tell you, they are now accusing one certain musician.
Yes.
There was a time that musician ran foul of the government's COVID-19 protocol.
Of the law, not government.
Yes, he went and organized a party in the heat of the COVID. When the government now wanted to treat it, these same people that are telling you now that he's the devil, we are the people that took up arms against the government. And it's our generation. Why are you touching him? Don't you know this and that? That is what we are. That is, in a nutshell, what is happening in our society today. Our children are going astray under a base philosophy that elevates drug, cultism, ritualism, gangsterism. There's a belief that you cannot make any inroad in music, in theater, arts, or whatever, except you belong to one cult or the other. That is what is driving what you are seeing today. And now, to the extent that you now want to go and lock down this and start another NSAS, that imports a whole lot of very dangerous and devilish intents into what is happening now. It is not about Mobad. Most of them, they are not doing it about Mobad. It is just to ventilate that dominance of that culture. This culture we are talking about that is taking over the present generation. I asked the other day, the generations before you, this Gen Z generation used to tell you, these people did not leave anything for us. They mess up everything. What are they going to leave for the generations coming? See, their own time is on. Very soon another generation will be here. What are they going to leave for that generation? They have not asked themselves.
And we saw videos of ladies exposing
that is it.
Their private,
it's part of the Gen Z culture.
Nakedness because you're on a procession.
It's part of the Gen Z culture. That is the thing. Look at the last time they said they protested at Lekki Toll Gate. Did you say the number of condoms they used to sweep out every day? There. That's a protest. When I am a veteran in protests. I was the student union leader at the University of Lagos at the toughest time in our history, during the June 12, 1993 election. We took the streets everywhere, and we knew what we are protesting about. We knew what we are protesting, and I can say, to the glory of God, the present democracy we have that have been abused today was gotten through that.
Absolutely.
What will this present generation say they will leave for the generations unborn, the coming generation? It's a food for thought. Let them tell us. Is it cultism? Is it drug addiction? Is it alcoholism? Is it prostitution? That's the hallmark of the Gen Z generation.
And
so it's not about any Mobad. They are just exhibiting that which they had been, and at the end of the day, it is very dangerous to the health of the country.
And the most painful, the most traumatizing aspect of it all is that these vices or these acts, which are antisocial behavior, are what those who are, big time players in the industry. There's no time you see them, they are holding a wrap of something in their hand, and that is when they are doing their video.
That is what this justice for Mobad is about now. It's about liberalizing those vices amongst our people, and let our people open their eyes. Let the parents take back their families. I think it is the failure of the parents to rein in their children that is causing this thing. They have left their children to be trained by social media. Social media, people go somewhere, concoct any rubbish, and our people, our little children, swear by it, consume it, and swear by such things. It is very, very dangerous. And we have to look at it as a state, as a country, as a government, as a people.
Yes, I agree with you absolutely, because we all need to ensure that we train our children in the proper way. Definitely. We are all beneficiaries of the training.
Otherwise, we will not have any country tomorrow.
I agree with you absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Peter, for this submission of yours, and I've also put up mine. We'll go on a short break and we'll be right back. Thank you for staying tuned.